We see him with hands on his hips, head thrown back, flashing his $1,000,000 smile, laughing at the absurdity of what? The plot obstacles, his outrageous good fortune, the universe. And we, irresistibly, laugh with him. Good old Douglas Fairbanks. Welcome back to Idol Worship, where we investigate, explore, pay tribute to, philosophically and hyper-romantically, the stars of yesteryear, the kings and queens of Hollywood that made the movie business what it was, and what it still is largely to this day in all of its positive and negative ways. Today we're talking about Douglas Fairbanks, arguably the first king of Hollywood, the first action star, a swashbuckling, irresistible dynamo. I love Douglas Fairbanks. More importantly, or what compelled me to do this video today is that last night, I finally watched in its entirety The Thief of Baghdad from 1924. Finally watched it in its entirety. I've seen clips before. You know, it's known for its special effects, its daring do, and its inventiveness, really, and of course Douglas Fairbanks with his charisma. And I can't even brush that aside just like that, just so definitively. I watched it last night, and it kind of saved me in a very large way. It reignited a certain love that I have for very specific kinds of films. What is Douglas Fairbanks laughing at all of the time, and why? Why do I get it? Why do I feel like I'm in on the joke with him? That supernal, that chaotic, that almost cosmic joke, that riddle, that absurd riddle, the absurdity of life, or just the absurdity of existence itself, or maybe it is fourth wall breaking and he is laughing at plot obstacles, or the fact that he faces all of these outrageous sets and all of these outrageous designs with some kind of innocent arrogance that a very, very overconfident and possibly drunken gymnast would. Douglas Fairbanks, you get something when you look at him on screen, specifically in The Thief of Baghdad, which is now one of my favorite movies ever made, but you get the same thing from Mark of Zorro, from Black Pirate, from basically all of his films, that $1,000,000 smile, at least all of his films post the creation, the founding of United Artists with Pickford, Chaplin, and Griffith, at least right then, when he started to be incredibly involved in the making of his own works. And you can totally tell they are incredibly inventive, and they completely are tailored to the star. But there's something about him when he smiles, when he jumps around, when he has fun. It looks like he's actually having fun. When I see Douglas Fairbanks on screen, the silent god, the silent king, the first king of Hollywood, when I see him smile, I feel like he's smiling transcendentally through time. I mean, that's the power of the idol worship. On these videos, we're supposed to explore, document, and pay tribute to those people who just had to be photographed and had to be documented in some sort of way, in some sort of capacity, or else you would never believe they ever truly existed. And Douglas Fairbanks is certainly one of those people. I swoon over him when he is on screen, and not necessarily in a romantic or erotic way, in more so a way of, yeah, I can escape the doldrums with you, but what are you laughing at? Because I get it, Doug, I get it. What are you laughing at? Because I'm laughing along with you. And it's not entirely escape at that point. Because I'm reminded, happiness is earned, as told at the beginning and ending of The Thief of Baghdad. But I am reminded of the hard work it takes to laugh away your troubles. Is that what he's doing? I don't even know. I think he's laughing at the absurdity of the world, but there's that $1,000,000 smile. And we all get it in some sort of way, or at least I do, but I can't articulate it because he expresses the inexpressible with just one flick of his muscles, the muscles in his face, just one grin. I'm not even going to try to do it. It's pretty windy right now. But I had to do this video. I don't really care about the quality or the outcome of it, because you have to pay tribute to that grin, to that smile, to the acrobatics that he does, to the fact that films like The Thief of Baghdad are endlessly entertaining and so inventive, and you're just sitting there going, oh, that was incredibly clever. Or Douglas Fairbanks on screen is immediately captivating, and I don't ever want to watch him stop doing what he's doing. I don't ever want to stop. Something magical. There are magical qualities to him appearing on screen, and of course he didn't do very well in the talkie era. I mean, he seems to have retired from film altogether once his marriage ended with Mary Pickford, who was, arguably the first queen of Hollywood as well. I mean, that's the ultimate first power couple right there, was Fairbanks and Pickford. But once their marriage dissolved, once they separated, he seems to have lost the luster, lost the passion for filmmaking, and he didn't really live too long afterwards. Anyway, he died before the 30s were out. And he's not a relic. He is something that is forever living, forever adapting, forever existing, within that smile that he does so often, within that smile that he was paid millions of dollars to express over and over again, and it never got tired. In fact, I think it got more and more philosophically grappling as it goes on. The more you connect with that smile, the more you see it per film that he's in, the more you start to smile along with it, and the more you start to completely understand the indescribable qualities of that smile and why it was so important. You start to understand it. What was he smiling at? I have no idea, but I love it. And I love that I have no idea. I love that I don't know what Douglas Fairbanks was smiling at. But I love that he made me laugh along with him. Because something's incredibly funny. The situation's incredibly absurd. The relationship between audience and idol is outrageously absurd. Chaotic by definition. And maybe that's it. There's something in that smile that you get lost in. There's something in that face that you get lost in. And I love that he was the original swashbuckler, the original action movie star. Because that smile was larger than life, so it can hold the weight of the largest, most melodramatic set pieces possible, the most outrageous stunts possible. Douglas Fairbanks was a treasure. I mean, it still is a treasure to this day. I think that he is the person that all kings of Hollywood should be compared to, and by the way, he's incomparable. He hasn't been equaled. Orson Welles would agree. Orson Welles has said that his innocent arrogance has never been equaled before, equaled since. Douglas Fairbanks was a one-of-a-kind individual, a one-of-a-kind king, a one-of-a-kind idol. That one-of-a-kind laugh. I mean, you couldn't even hear the laugh, but then again, you could. In every pocket, every corner of your mind, you can hear it. Laughing at the absurdity of the universe, or that the absurd notion that he is even pretending to play pretend in this opulent made-up world like Baghdad, opulent made-up universes for him to just play around in, like an invisible gymnasium, right? I think someone once said that he was like a gymnast in an invisible gymnasium that only he could see how to use. He found ways to have fun with everything. And I believe that includes the audience. I believe that includes compelling things directly from the audience, and that's really, to me, how he became king of Hollywood, is because you look at that laugh, or you look at the kind of shenanigans, or the kind of mischief his characters would get into, and it just felt so real. And it's beyond vicarious, because it's a cure. It's a cure to the modern anxiety. Whatever that modern anxiety is, always within modernity, it's a cure to the modern anxiety. Is always watching Douglas Fairbanks, because it's eternal. Douglas Fairbanks is eternal, but modern anxieties are temporary. But it seems to me that that laugh and that kind of character is always the antidote for whatever ails the modern man. I mean, it cured me. Douglas Fairbanks is beyond important to me, beyond significant to world cinema, never mind me and how I feel personally. He's one of the most important people in the history of film. And he's earned his role as the original king of Hollywood. It wasn't just $1 million smile, it was a 1,000,000-yard one, 1,000,000-year one. I believe that smile will work forever. That laugh will be existentially, philosophically contagious for years and years and years to come. Because I've caught it. And ever since I saw The Thief of Baghdad last night, I can't stop laughing. At what? At nothing or at everything? That is the ultimate question. And that is the ultimate enigma of Douglas Fairbanks. I hope you enjoyed this idol worship video. It was a pleasure to talk about Douglas Fairbanks today. Thief of Baghdad is one of my favorite films of all time. I really recommend that you guys watch it. It's just so inventive and so much fun and so entertaining. And I think it's Fairbanks' best character, best hero, best role. Just a wonderfully put together film, incredibly opulent, in the best kind of excessive silent movie like way. But The Thief of Baghdad is one of the best films I've ever seen, and to Douglas Fairbanks, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name is Zachary Conan. This has been Idol Worship, Douglas Fairbanks. In the comments, what do you think of Douglas Fairbanks? What do you think he's laughing at? What do you think he's laughing at? Because it's funny, whatever it is.